What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTB Ravens Media. Just to let everybody know, I will not be wearing this bucket hat the entire time because the headphones are falling off my head. But I wanted to rock the hat for just a little bit. But Joshua, we got the Titans tomorrow. How you feeling?
Oh man, I'm feeling pretty good. I forgot where the our defense is ranked, but far as far as in the rankings, but I feel confident that we make the bounce back. We need this. I don't think I don't believe we have won a game in the UK as of yet.
I think we're just 0-1. I don't think we
Okay.
obviously everyone remembers the last time we were there. I don't think we had been there before.
Okay. So I mean, we got a lot work. We got a lot riding on this, man. So yep, Keaton Mitchell definitely is active. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing him in action. I don't know what his workload is going to be like, but I do hope that he is healthy, he's ready. He hasn't lost a step. But I definitely feel like this is going to be a good game for us to bounce back, show that hey, we are improving. This is maybe the healthiest we have been since the season has started. So that's looking good too. So I'm definitely feeling confident about tomorrow's game.
Yeah, I want to see a lot of Keaton Mitchell. Justice Hill, I think he's looked good. However, he's had the fumbling issue. And
Yeah.
that's something that fumbles are just something where you should not be on the field. Unless you are prime Adrian Peterson and prime Walter Payton are the only players in NFL history, you could say Lamar too, but he's not a running back, that are, top end rushers that people are able to discount the fumbles for. Why? Because they're two of the best running backs in history. Justice Hill, I like him. I think he might be better than Gus as a running back. However, I'd much rather have Gus Edwards out there than Justice Hill because of the fumbling issues. And he also has struggled blocking. So it's just like, as much as I like giving him the football, I just don't have confidence in him to hold on to the rock. And the way that this Ravens team has played, any turnover, any fumble, any just inconvenience that has happened to the offense has fallen apart. Not in terms of play calling. Again, this is not a Todd Monken thing. This is just a team morale. I don't know what it is. Team momentum. It's just like they get destroyed and they fall apart. And so I want to at least give Keaton Mitchell an opportunity to show us, Lisa, if he's that good. Because we don't know. He looked decent in the preseason, but we only really saw one real game out of him. And the one play we saw him really show off that speed was called back for a holding. But I want to give him that opportunity, not saying give him 20 carries. Give him 6. Give him 6 carries. Let's see if he's explosive. And again, with a running back in limited carries such as he will get, don't judge him based on statistics. Judge him on the way that he looks. Because 4 of them, he might get blown up and then lose yards. And you're like, oh, man, the stats didn't look good. Well, most guys wouldn't have gained a yard anyway on that play. It's about how he hits the hole, how he makes the cuts, how he makes defenders miss, and if that speed really is what we saw in college, that 4.3 speed. Because the other guy that ran 4.3 in the draft, his name's Devin Achane. He looks pretty darn fast. So now we have the second fastest running back in the draft class. So pretty excited.
Yeah, definitely like what Chris Reed just put in the chat, because I was thinking about, with Keaton Mitchell, you can use him in the RPOs. And, I know we're going to have
hats.
It's all good. It's all good. And I think this game we had to bring back the design runs. I think we had to bring back the design runs with Lamar Jackson, make sure we still got that element of surprise, still using it effectively. No, we're not trying to say, oh, Lamar needs to run the ball, something like Shador Sanders did last night. But we do need our running backs, to establish themselves as running backs and establish that running game. So I definitely feel like take time off the clock, wear that defense down, make sure we keep Derrick Henry off the field, and make sure everyone if during passing plays catch the ball. I hope these guys been getting their reps in, because Lord knows they all need them.
Yeah, and for me, I just want to watch the Ravens against a running back like Derrick Henry.
Mm-hmm.
A team that wants to pound the rock. I think so far the Ravens haven't really faced that this year. They've faced running backs. Every team does, I guess, but the Browns didn't have Nick Chubb.
Right.
Steelers, Najee Harris isn't that good anymore. I mean, like Najee Harris is fine. I'm not like a true Najee hater, but he hasn't been, the guy that he was a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor didn't play. And then Joe Mixon, the Bengals were losing the whole game, so they weren't giving it to Joe Mixon. So the Ravens really haven't seen a running back or a running offense this year. So we're going to go up against that this week and face off against Derrick Henry, a guy that's given him trouble in the past. We've done a good job at correcting, but Mike McDonald, this is a big game for the Ravens defense because the Ravens defense it's either the second or the third best defense in the NFL in terms of yards allowed. They've been doing a great job. They've allowed 4 touchdowns. I believe it's 4 touchdowns this year through 5 weeks. That's fantastic. The defense has been unreal. And I love watching defense, so I'm totally fine with it being a defensive battle every week. But the offense, I want to see the offense execute and the offense to play a complete game. And, I've loved Todd Monken this year. He's not doing anything drastic to change things, but he has come out and it's like, okay, we're passing a little bit more. The passing plays look a lot better. But the biggest thing is he's not just like Greg Roman just had so many games where you're just like, what are you doing? Todd Monken, I feel like, is yet to have a play call or anything like that where I'm just like, what? Because Greg Roman, we got 3 of those a game. And it was like, dude, every single person knew you were running this football on it'd be like 3rd and 5. And you're like, the Ravens are running here. And then they'd run the ball and get stuffed and the team blitzes. And you're like, well, shocker. Tom Monken's looked really good. It's just execution. We had bad drops last week. And then in the Colts game, refs, I don't know what happened, but those are the 2 losses so far. Mistakes, penalties, drops. Clean that up, and Lamar Jackson's playing maybe the best football he's played in his entire career. And the Ravens, his numbers don't look like it, but he's playing out of this world so far.
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't think we go as much as I like Saquon, as much as I like a Jacobs. I don't know. I feel like I'll wait in the draft. I'll wait till next year.
Yeah. Why spend $12 to $15 million a year on a running back? Especially one like Saquon's incredibly talented, but he's had injuries.
Yeah.
A lot of injuries. And then Josh Jacobs has 1 year of being a good running back. Like that's it.
There's a lot of good guys coming into this league. Now, one guy on my radar is Will Shipley and the running back from Florida State University and the running back from Oregon State. I forgot his name, but the Oregon State running back, he's damn for sure can get you 100-something yards per game.
Oregon State likes to run the football. From watching them.
And if I had to go find another defensive end, I'm reaching out to Frank Clark.
Yeah, like I think a lot of people are wanting the Ravens to make a splash. And my question is,
need it yet.
Like my question is why? We're not sitting here like we were in 2019 going, we need a corner. Like all we have is Marlon. And so then Eric DeCosta goes out and goes, Marcus Peters, solved. Last year, we're sitting there and we're like, we can't have Patrick Quinn as our main linebacker, as our Mike linebacker. We just can't. We need something to change. Roquan. There's nothing this year where I'm sitting here and I'm like, we absolutely need this. Now, could we benefit from a Brian Burns or a Danielle Hunter? Yes. Every team in the NFL would benefit from one of those guys.
For sure.
But would it be benefit if we trade a first-round pick for Brian Burns and then give him a $120 million contract extension? I don't know. Like, the Ravens defense, as limited as our pass rush has been, has been a top 3 defense in the NFL this season. Like, it's not like we're getting cooked. Like, it's not like like last year, 2 years ago, the Ravens defense was just getting cooked. It was like, man, we need pass rush.
Yeah.
This Ravens defense isn't built on pass rush. It's built on linebackers and safeties, and that is what is controlling the middle of the field, reducing yardage. It's not a Wink Martindale defense. It's more like a Dean Pease defense, where it's just limit the yards, have Roquan Smith. I would say, I'm saying it right now, a top 5 defensive player in the NFL. Get those secure tackles, force them into 3rd and short, and stop the run on 3rd and short. That is what they're doing, and it's working. No other team plays defense like them in the NFL. You look at the other top 2, it's the Browns, it's the Niners. Who do they got? Myles Garrett, Zadarius Smith, Nick Bosa, Drake Jackson had, I believe, 6 sacks before he got injured for the 49ers. Yeah. That's how they're playing. Get the pressure. You have the good corners on the outside. 49ers, obviously, they have Fred Warner, but the Ravens defense is playing different football, but they're playing it very, very well. As much as it would benefit getting us a pass rusher, I mean, it's working right now. The defense is working, and I think you only make a big trade. I saw an interview with Mark Cuban about this. I know he's a basketball guy, but he was like, you never make a trade when things are working. The only time you ever make a trade is when something is going wrong or you need something. Yeah. And the Ravens are not in a situation currently where I'm saying they need a pass rusher. And Joshua, like you said, Frank Clark. Like, if the Ravens are really like, oh man, we want to go after someone, go after Frank Clark. Get somebody for 3-4 games if you're really wanting to boost your pass rush. And if he's not doing anything, maybe you see what the value is for Danielle Hunter, or maybe you see what the value is for Brian Burns. But I'm not trying to look at it this year and say, I want to give a huge contract extension to them, because the Ravens got to pay some guys. Yeah. Right. We got to make some decisions on what we're going to do at a lot of positions.
And some guys
look at the offensive line.
Some guys are going to walk. We're going to be going young. We're going to be going very young. I had a friend actually said, put Daniel at the right guard. I said, "Ooh, do I feel like he can be? Do I feel like he can be a significant piece at the right guard? I don't know for sure. I feel like Daniel has to continue working on his craft, continue working on his game. Get work on his kickback a little and get stronger with that, because being that right tackle, he's going to have to anticipate those defensive ends. He's going to have to anticipate those TJ Watts, things of that nature. We know he has the body and length to put his hands on the guy, but to actually maul him down, get the pancake, completely take him out the game, we're going to need that for him in the next coming years. We do have the red shirt guy Voorhees, coming up next year. We're going to see Zeitler or either Moses or maybe both of them possibly retire this year. I know there's going to be a big question mark on Ronnie Stanley, and seeing how we address that situation. I mean, yes, I do want a pass rusher. I think we have 1 or 2 more years left on Adolphi's contract.
1 year, then an option, I think.
Okay, so I mean, I don't know how serious this ankle injury, but it's clearly serious enough that he's out. And, it still is. Nothing still has been said in regards to David Ojabo, whether he's going to be getting season-ending injury. Tyus Bowser, we know he's been practicing on the adjacent field, but he hasn't been put on the active roster. But one young man that's younger than everybody that was drafted this previous year, we need to look at how we're going to be keeping him on the team, because honestly, if I'm Mike McDonald, I'm going to be pleading my case for my young linebacker core to not break that pairing up, and I'm referring to Patrick Queen. He's playing some of his best damn ball, and when you got a young man like that next to a future Hall of Famer, future legend of the game, you don't want to break that up. So I definitely wonder how that's going to play out this upcoming season. But me personally, if it's I'll be making that move. I know Jared Verse is going to be a top 10, possibly top 10 pick in this upcoming draft. But that's one young man I would love to have on the outside for a pass rusher. I like his motor. I like his motor. He's very aggressive. He gets at the point of attack, and I feel like that's someone that would definitely bring in the type of atmosphere and energy that the Ravens love. And also, we can't forget that young Tavius Robinson can line up anywhere on that defensive line, and he's been looking pretty. He's been looking pretty good. He's been looking pretty good, and he's been getting his opportunities. So the thing is, we do have a nice group of, I want to say old, but guys that are in their prime, and also young guys that we are, that are learning from them, and also benefiting from those older guys, and actually, eating and striving. So I love the way the Ravens are building the team. Can we bolster up? For sure. But there's no dire need at the moment in time of any position. Now, if you want to stress out wide receiver, by all means, go ahead, stress it out, because we are getting two guys that's hurting that came back from injury. But if I'm willing to give away a first, a second, a third right now to Green Bay for Christian Watson, no, I'm not. I'm just not. Justin Jefferson, if Minnesota did say that, I might have to pull the trigger, but Minnesota is not that crazy. I don't see any other big name. Mike Evans, maybe I will pull the trigger on that. But if I'm giving a first rounder for Mike Evans, a 30-year-old Mike Evans, I don't know.
Who's in a contract year?
Yeah, So I don't know, man. So I mean, I know we all want our Ravens. We want to see our Ravens flourish. We want to see them strive. But honestly, we do. If you've been watching the Ravens play ball for a long time, you know what they do. They find good guys that they can plug in. They create a system where these guys can flourish, and we build a strong enough defense where we don't bend and don't break. And that's what we've been doing. So yeah, man. So I'm looking forward to seeing how we come out and get this W in London tomorrow.
Yeah, and the way that the Ravens are playing, they've lost in two of the worst played games I've seen out of the Ravens in the last 5 years, right? When they've played well, they look really, really good. Look at the game against the Browns. Look at the game against the Bengals. And they didn't even play that well in those games. They just completely dominated. You can also say the Texans game as well. And it's just like they're trying to get clicking. It's not clicking yet. But this is the type of team similar to 2019 where it's like they could hit a stride. And if they hit that stride, they could be the scariest team in the NFL. Yep. And we get to see them against very high-end competition, right? And that's where the Ravens under Greg Roman struggled, was every once in a while they'd play a high-end competition and they would just not look prepared. But the Ravens have looked prepared every single week. They lacked execution last week against the Steelers, but again, rivalry game, always played tight, always played close. I'm excited to see how they do in the stretch where they're going up against the 49ers, the Chargers. You play the Seahawks, who I don't think the Seahawks are that good, but they're a difficult team to match up against due to their defense. Having all that speed, as well as the wide receiver core having all that speed, just a unique team to play against. You go up against the Bengals down the stretch. I do want to pull up their schedule because they play some other good teams down the stretch. Let's see here. Who else do they play?
Who far is us?
Yeah. Okay. So we play. Yeah. So we finish the season and we go Jaguars. We finish the season. We go Bengals, Chargers, Rams, Jaguars, Niners, Dolphins, Steelers. That's the type of really solid team. I mean, obviously, I don't think the Steelers are as good as those other teams, but rivalry game, divisional matchup, always played close in week 18. That's going to be a really good football game. Do they hit their stride for that? They've played some weaker opponents to start the year.
Yeah.
And they've looked pretty good in some of those games. But now we have kind of the start of the stretch of, okay, at least we're playing either just solid teams or difficult teams. The Cardinals have been in every game. As bad as their roster looked at the beginning of the year, they've looked good. The Browns, the Seahawks, the Lions, like every single one of these next few games, there's no more gimmies, I would say, on the schedule, which is good for the Ravens. It's not good for most teams, but for the Ravens suck at gimmies. The Ravens are the worst at gimmies. All right.
They'll give it to them.
Yeah. The gimme means here you go. Here's your Christmas present. That's what they like to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. They do not like handouts. They walk up to the free throw line like Shaquille O'Neal. All right. They just got no shot. Like it's just a blind shot in the dark. Maybe it goes in, maybe it doesn't, but they don't look prepared. But against the really good teams, that's when they look prepared. And I want to see how the Ravens fare when they're playing well, when they're getting their good football. And I hope that starts this week. But if it doesn't start this week, that's fine. But this is a tough schedule, and the Ravens need to get it clicking. Week 6, you've had time to adjust to the offense. Hopefully, Tyus Bowser comes back. The defense is healthy. I think this team could easily be. This team could win the Super Bowl. I don't have a are they the favorites for the Super Bowl? No, they have to hit their stride.
It's going to be an ugly win, though.
But I don't know. I feel like the coordinators have done a fantastic job this year. It's just the execution of, last week, it was so poorly executed. It makes it feel like the whole season's been poorly executed, but it's been pretty good all season. Yeah. It was literally just last week where they couldn't execute. Remember, they didn't have a drop coming into week 5. Sometimes you don't have a good week, and unfortunately, every pass catcher on the Ravens had their bad week the exact same week.
Yeah.
Which is very rare for a team. Last time that happened to the Ravens was against the Titans in the 2019 playoffs.
Yeah. Damn, as I'm looking at the schedule, Christmas Day, could that be another Super Bowl? That'd be another Super Bowl preview. Yeah. Linebacker against the youngest best top linebacker against one of the top linebackers. Brock Purdy. He's a manageable quarterback. I can't see nothing away from Brock Purdy. They have Christian McCaffrey, Kyle Juszczyk, Debo. I like that game. I like that game on Christmas Day for sure.
That's the best team in the NFL so far this season.
Yeah.
The Ravens get to play them and the Dolphins down the stretch. Those are two, I would argue, playoff locks. The Dolphins are going to be fighting for maybe a number 1 seed, maybe their division. The Ravens are obviously going to be fighting for their division at the very least. The Jaguars are going to be fighting for their division. The Rams are probably going to be fighting for a wild card spot. The Chargers are going to be fighting for probably a wild card spot. They play with the Chiefs in their division. The Bengals will be fighting for their division. The Browns will be fighting for their division. The Seahawks fighting for a wild card spot. The Cardinals, they're fighting for their jobs. I don't really know what to say about the Cardinals. The Lions, they're trying to get a good lead on the division with the Packers playing poorly recently, as well as
they're number 1. Yeah, they're number 1.
The Vikings don't have Justin Jefferson for a little bit, and they want to make sure, because guys, the Bears are making a run. All right, I'm all in on the Bears. I will never not believe in Justin Fields. That's what I've been saying. I hope he leaves the Bears. I'll say that. I hate watching the Bears, but I love Justin Fields, so I got to do it.
Listen, it's good. But like you said, man, if anything, this is the time now for the Baltimore Ravens to make that stride, and we've seen what we're capable of when we make that stride. I know Lisa was asking us about the turf field in London.
Yeah.
Only thing I can say about it, honestly, it can make a break. It can make a break a person. We've seen it. We watched it. And we thought with John Harbaugh, making the switch over to grass field was going to make anything better. But sometimes when you just playing on a level of cement and you got artificial grass over top of it, it doesn't help when you trying to make those cuts, those jukes, those moves, and things of that nature. I'm not going to say that they had to play timid. Still play your game. Just be smart in your movement. I mean, something's out of your control. It's just part of the game. Honestly,
I want to see how defenders react to the Ravens playmakers. How does Zay look, and how did Lamar look? How does Lamar look against the defenders on this new surface? Is it going to be like in the snow where it's easier for the offense, or is it going to be like playing in the rain where it's just difficult for everybody? I don't really know. Obviously, I've watched the other games in London so far. Didn't pay as much attention to the Bills one because that game kind of sucked.
Yeah.
But I watched the Jaguars Falcons one. That was a lot of fun to watch. And Bijan looked really good. Bijan was making a lot of guys miss. Now, is Bijan Robinson one of the most talented running backs in the NFL? Yes. But we also have two of the most elusive players in the NFL, and Lamar Jackson and Zay Flowers. How do they look against the Titans? And then how does the Raven defense? Are they able to dig their cleats into the ground to brace themselves for Derrick Henry? It's always a tough one. So, I want to see the Ravens try and get Zay Flowers his first touchdown this week. But I also don't want to see them try to feed it to him. I feel like they've done that before where they get to the red zone and they're like, jet sweep, end around, quick pass to Zay Flowers. And I'm like, okay. As much as I want to see him score, don't force him to score. I'm not trying to complete like some NCAA, mission. Get him a touchdown, score a touchdown on the stretch. We don't need that. We don't need that. All right. Yeah. We just need a touchdown for anyone. Zay Flowers is extremely elusive and very good at route running. Have him run around in the end zone. I think he had a touchdown last week before Mark Andrews jumped up and went, drop. Because Zay Flowers was running right behind him, and I think he was open, and I think Lamar was throwing there. But that's my thought is, hey, stop trying to force feed Zay. He'll score naturally. I love the force feeding of Zay, though, not inside the goal line. When the defense is backed off, that's when he's able to be dominant on those screens and quick passes.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't know why, but when you watch sports movies and when I guess we could say when people start playing their game and they start feeling comfortable, that's when they hit their stride. So maybe when Zay gets his first touchdown, hopefully it's early tomorrow morning. Maybe that opens up the can of worms for Baltimore to start checking that stride. I know everybody's been questioning the Todd Monken offense, and there's people out there saying that hey, we could have been doing, but we would be doing better in the Greg Roman style of offense. But maybe it just takes that one player to, really set it off. Yes, we know Lamar can do it. Yes, we know Lamar can, make the touchdowns. I believe Dan Orlovsky has mentioned that that Lamar is on pace for 4,500 yards and 36 touchdowns. I think the guys out there at ESPN that are willing to defend Lamar and not put all blame on him when the team messes up, because he can't go out there and catch the ball that he's throwing when he's throwing good passes. The only bad pass he threw was that interception of Joey Porter Jr. In my opinion, in that Steelers game. But outside of that, man, I like what you said, man. Letting the joystick work in open field. Don't force feed them, in the end zone. If anything, stack it up. Get your big uglies out there. Get your power back out there and run it down their throat. Sometimes you can't beat that. Give a little push, get a little push-tush action going on in there before they finally make a rule about that. So I mean,
I don't know. The Ravens are pretty bad. Lamar's pretty bad at QB sneak. He's probably the worst. I'll say this: Tyler Huntley's the worst QB sneaker. Lamar's maybe the second worst. All right, we need tush push with Mark Andrews. I'm all in for it. What's even better? Tush push, Daniel Falele, throw him in there, snap him the ball, and get Pat Ricard and get Mala or Salah the Mala, get him behind him.
Yeah,
and
all that.
then Gus Edwards just throw him forward. I don't think anybody can stop that.
Yeah, man.
Maybe throw Michael Pierce or something like that too.
Yo, my man.
I'm banning this guy. Yeah, there's a ban. I don't know if we've ever banned anybody, but we're banning that guy.
Oh man, that's intense. Everybody, sorry about that. We don't know that.
Yeah. we do not. No, we do not.
We do not.
Probably a Steelers fan.
I don't know what he got going on, but shit.
Is the tush push the reverse Mark Sanchez butt fumble?
Nah, man, you haven't
seen
that
was a tush push.
That was a tush push. It was. It truly was. But no,
that's funny. That's a good one. Josh, do you want to start doing some bold predictions for this game tomorrow? It's weird not having like a time limit of when we should do this, but I think we should do it before we forget.
For some reason, I feel like Mark Vrabel's going to have Tannehill try to throw the ball. Don't know why. It would kind of be dumb, but if he does, I got Marcus Williams and Marlon Humphrey possibly getting interceptions and one of them taking it back to the crib for 6. Void Oway is not active. He's out. What you got?
Bold prediction. I'm going to get Zay Flowers bounce back 100 yards, 125 yards, 2 touchdowns.
We need that. We need that.
We do need that. I agree with that.
Listen, I'm trying to tell you, it's going to be like the sports movies, man. When somebody started cooking, everything's just started working, man. And I feel like when he finally gets his first touchdown, it's crazy to say it that it just takes one person to get everybody fired up. I mean, granted, everybody's fired up to play with Lamar, but when you see one of your guys that you've been trying to help out since the week 1 to get a touchdown, I feel like that's going to open up so many more opportunities for a lot of other wide receivers on the team.
Yeah. What do you think about the defense?
Boyd is on a roll. Oh, I already called it. I got 3 interceptions. I got a pick 6 by Marlowe. He needs to bounce back. I see him, boxing out Robert Woods if he's playing tomorrow and getting the pick and taking it to the crib, getting himself acclimated back in his game. He bounced back from that George Pickens debacle.
I'm gonna say Kyle Hamilton, big hit on Derrick Henry, like a hit stick.
Elliott type of hit?
Deshaun Elliott type, even bigger than Deshaun Elliott type of hit.
Oh, he's done for the game.
And I'm gonna say he gets an interception.
That would be lovely. Kyle Hamilton would mess around, throw his shoulder out, trying to hit Derrick Henry. But I would love to see it.
Oh yeah, I'm all in on Kyle Hamilton. I think he's gonna crush him.
He's playing good ball. That's another guy. I feel like after we saw him, take off with the sacks and things of that nature. Granted, he came in open as hell. They started feeding off that. The defense started feeding off that.
Yeah, and I think as much as people hate on Eric DeCosta in the drafts, they're always like, man, Eric DeCosta keeps missing. And it's like, we got Kyle Hamilton. He's a top 5 safety in the NFL, it seems like, so far this season. Like, that was our first round pick last year. Like, why does everybody just forget the players that are really good on the team? And they only remember the guys that struggle.
Yeah, of course. That's society. That's the world. Period.
That's true.
When negativity always points out, and shows its horns, we also forget about the positive things that that's happened, that's transpired, and sometimes when it rains, it pours, and for the Baltimore Ravens, we all know that, but we do have to remember, like, hey, there has been some glimmers of hope this season. We have seen these guys win. We have seen these guys actually, execute time management, properly and play a complete game. We just need to see that consistently for the rest of the season, for sure.
Yeah.
Side note, what the Braves looking like? I know the Orioles
They're
got
out,
swept.
unfortunately.
Okay. I haven't checked on my Dodgers.
They're also out.
All right then. Hey, fair game. We gotta move on to the next sport then.
Yep. Next sport. It's almost basketball season, everybody. It's almost basketball.
Hockey's already started, so hey, I don't know if you have a hockey team.
I always say the Sharks.
Are they close to
It's
home?
the only game I've ever been to. My cousin's a Sharks fan. I don't know. I also like the team name. Cool jerseys.
Have you seen the Kraken's jerseys?
I have seen the Kraken's jerseys, but I hate the Seahawks too much to root for a Seattle team.
I mean, they're clean. When they first revealed them and everything like that, and put them on a jumbotron, I'm like, damn, okay, they nonstop. But I'm a Tampa Bay Lightning fan and a Ducks fan, so yeah. Jadeveon Clowney would having a Melvin McPhee type of game would be crazy.
Jadeveon Clowney's career game happened on Thursday night. I think it was Thursday Night Football against the 49ers. He played for the Seahawks. I want to look up his stats from that game, actually.
While you're looking it up, tell me what emotions you were feeling last night when your guys came back and made the immaculate win.
I missed it.
I refused to watch it, man.
Dude, I got home. I literally got home. I worked 2 hours after my shift, and I already work at I work at 5 a.m. And so I was there. I got home at 4 p.m. and I'd been working so much that week. I laid down and I'm like, all right, we got this. We got this game at 7 p.m. my time. And at 7 p.m., I turn on my phone and I have the game going. And I see Tulane versus Memphis. And I'm like, I gotta wait for this game, man. Game finally ends. It's like 7:20.
Yeah.
I'm super tired. They finally turn on the game. I watch the 12-yard completion to Travis Hunter. Shador runs down the sideline for like 40 yards. And then they throw the touchdown pass. And then I wake up 3 hours later. And all I see is 4 texts. And it's just are you watching this? And I'm like, what? I check the score. I see Stanford wins. I know nothing. I see Stanford wins and I go, nice. Completely crash. It was I woke up in a trance. I'm just I'm like, huh? I can't even find my phone. I was watching it next to my bed. I had the phone. I'm like, where's my phone? And then I find my phone. I look at the score and I'm like, nice. I wake up 7:30 in the morning and I'm like, that didn't happen. They didn't win. And then I look at my phone. I was like, nice. And I'm like, all right, let's scroll, see what happened. And I'm like, what the heck? They were down by 29. And I'm like, I got to find out a way to watch this game. So I found the 20-minute version of the game and watched it. Pretty hyped. I'll say that. But to anybody trying to trash on Travis Hunter playing cornerback, he played a great game at corner. What the Stanford receiver just went insane. I've never seen it from a wide receiver. But he's
6'4".
He's 6'2". He's a sophomore. And the touchdown in overtime, Travis Hunter's in perfect position, plays great defense, and he catches on his head. Then he had a 60-yarder, and it was on Travis Hunter, but it was such a poorly thrown pass. And then the safety playing Travis Hunter's in perfect position, such a poorly thrown pass. Travis Hunter's Travis Hunter's here, and the guy ends up stopping and grabbing it here. And then you see the safety, and he's just wow, and just completely runs himself out of the play. And then Elik Ayumanor runs it just up the field. And I was like, okay, Travis Hunter was in fine position there. It wasn't like he was awful. But yeah, I still like Travis Hunter. Still like the Buffalo.
Absolutely.
But it's nice to get a win in the last year of the Pac-12. It's nice to get wins over teams Stanford will not play very often in the future.
Y'all making a move to the Big Ten, right?
ACC.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, y'all will be able to beat Syracuse because Syracuse has been on a downhill spiral. So I don't know. At one point, Syracuse was playing good ball. I don't know what happened to them.
Yeah. They're like a consistent, back end top 25 team. And it was like, they're solid. Yeah. They always got a shot at taking down Clemson or something like that. But yeah, we'll see how the conference does. More of a basketball conference, which I like watching college basketball. So I'm fine with that.
Shout out to Kanye Anthony visiting Florida State University.
Oh, man.
Montez Sweat.
Does Montez Sweat have a fifth-year option? I thought he was a second-round pick. Maybe he was a first. They're not picking up Chase Young's.
He's that's a lot of money. That's the thing.
Let's see. He was a second-round pick.
You shouldn't have an option on his contract.
Maybe he went first.
No, he got picked in the second round.
Oh yeah, I think he's first round of the draft. I think he was a late pick.
Oh, he
picked 26.
Yeah, first round. Okay.
I like this prediction. Void. Most of Void's predictions are usually pretty negative, but I like this one.
Honestly, that's a pretty solid number for Lamar. I mean, granted, yes, me personally, I do want him to put up more passing yards, but that's still a solid game because, we give a healthy balance of run and pass. That's what I can say about our offensive style of game.
There we go. Sorry, I'm pulling up Jadeveon Clowney's game. Forgot I was doing that.
Take your time.
I think. Yeah, here we go. Okay, this is the game. It was like he played for Seattle and he had one good game all year. But he put up. Maybe this wasn't the game. Let's see. Clowney. Oh, I just remember he had a sack and he had a touchdown and he had like 3 or 4 passes defended or something like that. Just kept crushing the quarterback. But I don't know. I can't really find it. Oh, well. I mean, I don't think Montez Sweat is that good. So I don't know. Montez Sweat would not be a guy I'm looking to go after. I don't think he's the number one pass rusher is the issue.
I would go Young.
He's the guy. Yeah. If you want someone to go after Chase Young, you just have to hope he stays healthy.
But, my guys are probably I'm going to the draft for my guys, honestly. Like I said, I like Jared Verse out of Florida State University. I also like my guy out of Colorado State University as well. I think his last name was Kamara. He had a motor and engine about him. I like when that defensive line, you need to have a motor. You have to be someone that doesn't give up on plays, and you have to be someone that's constantly getting after the QB. And I feel like that will be 2 guys, especially in this defense, that will flourish if we're possibly get one or the other. Honestly.
Yeah, I don't know. I still got to watch a lot of these other teams in the draft, but I mean, it's a good class, especially at wide receiver, which I don't think the Ravens are going wide receiver, but that allows more other positions to fall. And we see how the Ravens do it. I mean, honestly, the Ravens may draft O-line, which I'm fine with, or edge rusher. That's probably what they do.
Yeah. Would you be surprised if Florida State running back came out into the draft this year because he did play a year at Michigan State before transferring over. Was it Coleman? Keon Coleman?
Oh, Keon Coleman? Oh, yeah, I think he'll be in the draft.
If Odell does not stay with us, that would probably be one of the only guys we'll want. Give Lamar finally a big body, an athletic big body. That's something he hasn't had in his career as of yet, neither.
Yeah, I like Coleman. Coleman's a beat. I like everybody on that Florida State team, really. That's a fun team to watch right there.
No, for sure, man.
But
they play a good ball.
Let's see.
Malik Neighbors. Yeah. Malik Neighbors play good ball.
Do you have a score prediction for tomorrow, Joshua?
Man, I feel like it's going. I ain't gonna say low, but I'm gonna give it a 24-10. I'm gonna give it a 24-10.
I like it. I'm gonna go with 34-16.
I like that.
JJ, don't forget Ravens legend Le'Veon Bell.
Yo.
That's the most wild one to me. I still can't believe Le'Veon Bell played on the Ravens. That's unreal to me. Joshua, you got anything else? Who on the back end?
I said we always getting guys on the back end, like Mike Wallace, Jeremy Maclin.
Jeremy Maclin.
Yeah, the list goes on.
Oh, man. Willie Snead.
Yeah. Okay. Steve Smith. How do you feel? Did you hear him call Mr. Jerry Jeudy?
Yeah, Steve Smith's not a fan of Jerry Jeudy.
I'm not mad at him though. I mean, he hasn't done anything to solidify himself as of yet. Can't stay on
Wrong
the field.
siren. Why you gotta do me like this? No.
Oh man.
Ravens legend Sean Wade.
Bro. Anyway,
and Ravens legend Caillou Blue Kelly.
Bro.
And Tyler Beatty. And Tyshawn Williams. Ravens legend Diago Fago.
Didn't the Patriots pick him up?
They did pick it. They had him on a practice squad. Ravens legend. Oh, who was the guy out of Navy that we had? We got drafted the same year as Kenneth Dixon.
Oh!
What was his name?
Reynolds. Was it Keenan?
Yeah, Reynolds. Yeah, Keenan Reynolds. I think that was his name.
He was a QB, right?
He was a QB, and then he was like a transitioned punt returner that we tried to get him, and it was like, what are we doing? But he was the all-time. Him and
Kenneth Dixon.
Dixon were alternating for the all-time touchdown record.
Yeah.
Legend. Let's see here. Or some other just random guys we had.
Well, did we do a contract extension on Justin Madubuike yet?
I don't think we have. That's
I know Broderick Washington. We done him.
Yes.
But Justin Madubuike has not done anything yet to solidify himself to garner big money. So maybe we can work out. We may have some wiggle room around with that one.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. It's like, how much are we going to end up giving him?
Yeah.
I think this year's big on that. Ravens legend quit Tim White. Oh my gosh, broke his hand in the preseason. Also, Ravens legend Quincy Adebayo battling with Tim White for the roster spot. Neither of them got it.
I don't know who's our real legend, man. Our UCLA guy.
Yeah. Punt the ball into the water. Jordan Lasley. And who did we draft in the 5th round out of was it Arizona State? He was like 6'5". It was Arizona State or Florida State, and he was 6'5", and he made that insane catch in college. It was
wasn't
Jordan
Kelvin Benjamin.
Lastly. No, it was.
I know we had Aaron Millett. At one point.
Hold on. What year was this?
Jaleel Scott.
Jaleel Scott. Yes, Ravens legend Jaleel Scott.
Out of
New Mexico State. That's what it was. It wasn't Arizona. I think the catch was against Arizona State.
He was a big body though, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ravens legend Michael Campanaro. I couldn't stand Michael Campanaro. I never thought he was good. Same with Kamar Aiken. I was like, can we stop having these guys on the field? And it was like, no, they're gonna become the guy. No, they're not. They suck.
Ravens legend and DTM champ Chris Moore.
Dude, Chris Moore was a legend. Chris Moore was like the best special teams player we had.
Bro, when he got on the offensive side of the ball, I don't know how many times like he wanted to make a play so bad that he ended up DTM and like, yeah, son, come on, bro, relax.
Ravens legend Tim Williams. And who was the pass rusher we drafted out of Boise State? Who was that guy's name? He ended up going to the Titans.
Did he play like linebacker in a play?
Yeah, he was a linebacker.
I know you talking about.
He had a unique name.
Correa something.
Kamale Correa. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Ravens legend. You guys are going way too easy with these Ravens legends. All right, we know Miles Boykin and Shannon Sharp. Scoop and score more. You had like 2 or 3 of them. That's right, Boyd. Yeah, that was funny. Ravens legend. Javorius Buck Allen. Y'all remember Buck? I loved Buck Allen. I was all in on Buck Allen.
Man. Ravens legend, Lorenzo Telefero, man. Rest in peace to the guy.
Lorenzo.
Man.
I remember Lorenzo.
Dude was a big body. Bernard Pierce was one too. I remember watching Bernard Pierce when he was at Temple. He'll go for 300 in the first half, and they sit him down. He was the first BJ Robinson because I think he got shot at when he went back home in Philly. Oh man, it's not fun. I'm not laughing at him getting shot at. Okay, guys, it just crazy events happen to athletes and people we all know or heard of.
Let's see here. I'm trying to think.
Ravens legend Tyrod Taylor. Yeah, Ravens
legend Super Bowl champ Tyrod Taylor right there. Ravens legend Matt Schwab.
Oh man, we got to. If we're going that far, man, we got to go Ravens legend Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, Ravens legend Tyler Beatty. Oh yeah,
just for being on the roster, man.
Ryan Mallett, rest in peace, Ryan Mallett as well.
Yeah, rest in peace, Earl Thomas, for giving us.
He blocked for Derrick Henry well.
Yeah, that's
what he did.
Yeah, that too.
Let's see here. Trying to think if there's any more like just random running backs we had. Like obviously Forsett, Alex Collins. Alex Collins passed away, right?
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Brandon Collins again.
Yeah, man.
Alex Collins. Ben Bredeson, that's a good one. Ben Bredeson traded to the Giants. Jermaine Illuminor.
Oh my gosh.
Jermaine Illuminor. We're playing in London. This one's for Jermaine Illuminor from England. Ben Mason, yeah.
See, okay, but Brandon, the thing, who would you take for that DN spot? Justin Madubuike or Montez Sweat?
I mean, they're very different players. Like you'd only use
Justin Madubuike is not used on the outside though.
Yeah, like he'll play D end if you're playing 3-4 and he's still over the guard. If he's playing like he may play like 3-tech D end, but I mean, who else? Who else do we have?
Taquan Mizzell. Did he go to Mizzou?
What about y'all don't know about this? Truzz the Bank, TTV Ravens media legend, Miz. Y'all don't know about Miz. He was going to be the third member of the show.
Oh, we had bad connection, right?
Yeah. We couldn't do it because his internet was so bad that like we couldn't even record with him.
Yeah, I remember the first time. I remember the first time we ever
dude.
did like a meeting with him. Yeah, he was a good guy for sure. Shout out to the guy, man. Wherever he is, man.
Ravens legend Chris Wormley. Chris Wormley was a good.
Ultimate Ravens legend Sergio Kendall. If we're gonna go pass rushes, we gotta go with Ravens legend Jerry Johnson and Paul Kruger.
Ravens legend Rod Woodson.
For sure.
Ravens legend Priest Holmes.
Before Priest got good.
Yeah, I know, right? We're good at that. Ravens legend Darren Waller.
I'm glad you said that. Oh, JJ, good call. Ravens legend Jim Leonard. Man, listen.
It's a good one.
If you're gonna say Jim Leonard, Ravens legend Tim Zibakowski.
Oh my God. Let's see.
Not for sure. Bad Stover definitely was a Ravens legend, man.
Ravens legend Billy Cundiff.
Bro, I don't even know what to say about that, man.
Ravens legend Trace McSorley and RG3. There you go, Void.
Yes, sir. That's how you do it.
RG3 was a great backup quarterback.
Since we're speaking of RG3, do you think Lamar will benefit a summer of QB coaching with RG3?
I mean, like, if he hadn't played with him before, maybe, but since they've played with each other RG3 was the backup for what, 2, maybe 3 seasons with him?
Yeah.
Anthony Averett, no, he is not a Ravens legend. We're not giving Anthony Averett Ravens legend.
Kerry Williams is a Ravens legend.
Corey Graham, Ravens legend, interception that won the divisional game against the Denver Broncos after the Flacco fling.
Ravens legend, Mr. Run a post and get a touchdown on him every time, Brandon Carr. Oh, yeah, we're going to just run it out.
Brandon Carr was cooked every time. But remember the one thing about Brandon Carr that was so great was he never got hurt. And because like Jimmy Smith was always down.
Oh, he played consistent as hell.
Darius Webb was always down, and it was like, but Brandon Carr's in the lineup. Yep, I remember that. Ravens legend Eric Weddle.
Oh man.
Yeah, D end on a 4-3 defense is drastically different than a 3-tech defense, technically defensive end, and a 3-4. But no, they play very different spots. Elvis Dumerville, I think he had his career high in sacks for the Ravens. He had like 14 or 15. It was a great year. Ravens legend Durnell Ellerby.
Oh, we had some great guys coming in here, man. Good and bad.
Ravens legend Kyle. I'm assuming this is use check. Lee Evans. No, Lee Evans gets nothing.
No, man, he got to go.
Anthony Mitchell. I like that one. That's a good one, John.
I like that. Okay.
Jelly Roll. Ravens legend Jelly Roll Ellis.
Yeah. Man, we forgot about him. Ravens legend Tyree pick up the ball, go for 20-yard Phillips.
That was like the greatest run. That was the best offensive line football play that counted because the Dolphins had that one against the Ravens. But it was ineligible receiver since the Patriots kickoff against the Packers on Sunday Night Football. LJ Fort. That's funny. LJ Fort was a legend.
No, for sure. Oh, USC. Might y'all let Notre Dame get with y'all? 17-3.
I think Caleb has 3 picks.
Yeah. In the first half.
Yeah, that's tough.
Oh, well. You beat both positions.
James Prochet.
Oh, man. Sad to see the league, but they had to leave. You know.
I was so hyped for Jordan Lasley. I feel like he was good too. He just like lost his cool and like John Harbaugh kicked him off the team.
Not playing the John way.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're talking about Anthony Brown Jr. Senior. He actually had a workout with Cleveland. Him and James Prochet.
John Smokey Brown. He was Lamar's wide receiver. Him and like 34-year-old Michael Crabtree were Lamar's wide receiver 1 and 2 when Lamar started his career. That was so pathetic. Lamar was like money with him too. It was like Smokey Brown was open. And then we drafted Hollywood and it was like, we have a better version of Smokey Brown because that was the standard we had as Ravens fans.
That was tough, man.
Ravens legend wide receiver 1, Pancake Pat. Oh, yeah. Ravens legend. What was his name? Oh, no. What was his name?
What position?
Oh, guard. He's now a professor at MIT.
Oh, John. Oh, he played center. John Urschel.
John Urschel. That's right.
Penn State guy.
Ravens legend John Urschel and Ravens legend Kelechi Osemele.
Oh, man.
Even more of a Ravens legend. Who was it? Was it Brandon Graham? Who's the guy we signed from the Rams that then didn't sign with us and then went back to the Rams?
Oh,
like 2 years ago.
It was a D lineman.
Yeah. I don't think it was Brandon Graham.
I want to say it was like one of the defensive ends or something like that.
2020, right? I think he played with the Rams in 2021. Let's see here. Defense. There we go.
Oh, Michael Brockers?
That's what it was. Yeah.
And John, there's some people that you have to forget. And Kyle Bowler is one.
Kyle Bowler. I mean, honestly, I've got some random old. You know what? How about this? I'll just grab. I've got a bunch of random football cards from when I was a kid. Let's just see. And this box that I have is only Ravens, so we can just flip through and grab every. Oh my god, it's like overflowing. I like never look at this. Oh yeah, first card. Yaman Figures.
Oh man, that's one of our. He was a top. He was one of our best returners outside of BJ Sams. Oh man,
Tony Banks,
legend.
Derek Alexander. Oh my gosh, Bart Scott. Oh no, Ravens legend, DeAnthony Thomas.
On the back end, right?
Yeah. I didn't even see his card. I just saw a duck in here, and I was like, oh, maybe think of DeAnthony Thomas. We have Corey Clement. I feel like we did. This is, oh my gosh. Yeah, a lot of Priest Holmes in here. I mean, I was a big Priest Holmes fan as a kid.
I wouldn't be mad at him. I mean, shucks, look what he did. Dude was a monster.
Yeah, Troy Smith. Jamal Lewis. Oh, DeJuan Landry's a good one.
He was a dog.
Oh, Ravens. This is a good one to end it on, Void. Ravens legend Kare Vedvik.
That was the kicker,
We
right?
turned him into a 5th-round pick from the Vikings and then traded that 5th-round pick for Calais Campbell. That's a great one to end it on.
He had to go for his well-being. I don't know why he was hanging around.
He got cut like right away because he missed like 3 straight kicks for the Vikings. But with the Ravens, it was like he was 6 for 6 with 3 55-yard field goals or something. And they were like, we want this guy.
Yeah, he was going crazy.
Oh, man. Ravens legend. Every running back in Harbaugh's Doghouse. That's good.
Oh, Ravens legend Steve McNair. Rest in peace.
Another rest in peace. Air McNair.
Yeah. What is your one? Okay. I think we can end it off on this question from C.
That's a good question.
Yeah. What is your one? ADC should trade for the deadline for Super Bowl. I'm gonna let you go first, McConnell. Who you got?
Realistic player for EDC. I don't think the Ravens are going to make a move. I just don't think they're making a move. And I don't know if I want them to make a move. It's almost like I like the picks we have next year. Unless we get an injury. I don't think the Ravens are in need of anything that we should trade for. I wouldn't really want to trade for Pat Surtain as much as I think he's a beast. We'd have to trade way too many assets for him. It's like any of the players where it's like, oh yeah, that guy'd be insane. It's like, okay. Yeah, but you'd have to trade that farm for him, and I don't want to really give up draft picks for next year when we wouldn't need to.
Yeah. Ravens legend Trayvon Mullen. I know that. Tell me about it. I think I don't know. I want to say Dalvin Cook. Low key.
Ooh, that's not a bad one. Or like Michael Carter.
Yeah.
Like one of the Jets running backs. I could see that. That would be fine.
I can't push the envelope. If Nick Chubb was still available, I would definitely, I would have tried to reach out to Cleveland and see about Jerome Ford. Ford, I feel like it's a complete back. But yeah, if I had to go realistic, it would probably be a young running back, just to add to this core. I'd rather have a young running back versus, all these older guys, like Melvin Gordon, Kendrick, things of that nature. I'm looking forward to seeing Keaton Mitchell play, of course, and seeing what he can do and how he can help us win. I think he's coming back at a great time, honestly, because, it's about to start getting colder. And in those cold games, you need to have a strong run game, to get those W's. So, I definitely feel like, making a move for a running back would probably be a more realistic move.
Yeah. I would be fine with a running back, but I wouldn't want a big running back, right? I'd want, kind of like how the Bills did last year. I think the Bills traded for Zach Moss, or they traded for Naheem Hines. And it was like small move, but he played special teams, was a backup running back for him, ended up helping out a little bit, but you're not giving up the farm for a player like that. So, I'd be fine with that. But everybody, thank you all for coming through. Maybe Saturday night is the time to stream for the pregame shows. I don't know. Just trying to figure out a good time. Sorry, I've been inactive. I've been getting home from work very late, and I've had no energy. So sorry about that. Work's been kicking my ass recently, but don't worry. We'll try and get back to more consistent videos, soon. But Joshua, you want to send them off before we play London tomorrow morning? You guys are lucky on the East Coast. 9:30, 6:30 for me.
Yeah, man, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, man. But you know what, y'all? Listen, win, lose, or draw. We always going to ride with the Ravens. Thank y'all for coming in. And spending time with us. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, and send it to your friend, and send it to your and tell your friend to send it to someone else to continue helping us out grow, man. We thank y'all for coming through. Y'all have a good one. Enjoy yourselves and go Ravens, man. Let's get this W tomorrow.